Fox News says it has, quote, agreed to part ways, close quote, with host Tucker Carlson.
Network has confirmed his last program was last Friday. Fox News says Carlson's show will be helmed by a rotating series of hosts until a new one is named. The announcement comes just days after the network settled with Dominion Voting Systems in a defamation lawsuit for more than $787 million. CNN also announced today it has parted ways with anchor Don Lemon. Lemon, today we've heard from him, at least on Twitter, tweeted he was informed his contract was terminated after 17 years with the network and that he is stunned at these events.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns, who is unstunnable, is ready to talk about all of this. Caitlin, what could this Tucker news mean for the field of 2024 candidates who would have loved to go on and have a friendly conversation with him? Is he running for president? What do you know?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I think that's what everybody started to think. What's interesting here is that we've seen over the past couple of months, Tucker Carlson had been reaching out to campaigns, asking them to fill out surveys on, top policy issues. Ukraine, for example, was one of them. So there is this question about kind of this void, perhaps. We know that Fox News has been a place where a lot of these Republican candidates running in 2024 or thinking about running in 2024 have gone for, FaceTime with the Republican Party base. So kind of who replaces him, what that all means, what this broader lawsuit that we've all been following over the past week means as well is remains to be seen. But there is no question that Fox has been a friendly place for these candidates. But we've also seen some of these candidates, try to make inroads with voters that they've been, trying to gain back for Republicans. So that's something to watch as well.
I keep refreshing my page to see if Carlson has said anything, not on Twitter at least, but certainly we've heard from Don Lemon or have read from Don Lemon regarding this controversy. He said that he was stunned. We have to remember, of course, that just in February, a couple months ago, he was put on leave and made to go through a training after making misogynistic comments, comments specifically about Nikki Haley, saying that she was, quote, not in her prime, which prompted, of course, reactions from his co-anchors and from, many of us women watching. Tell us, do you think that this is an opportunity for Nikki Haley, who's out there campaigning, to use this to, garner some support?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she reacts. What she did do at the time was fundraise and sell merchandise, really trying to use this to her advantage. You could consider those comments at the time as kind of an in-kind donation to her campaign, because she really, ran with those comments and garnered a lot of, bipartisan support for the sentiment, right? Or I should say disagreement with what he was saying. So we've already seen that. What's interesting about Haley is that she has been, finding ways to differentiate herself from the others in the field. Obviously, she is the only woman running, but tomorrow we're actually looking at her because she is going to be giving a speech on abortion. This has been a huge issue, obviously, in American politics, something that we've seen even recently really motivate voters, and it's become a particularly thorny issue for Republicans trying to navigate federal versus local role and what to do in this post-Dobbs world where we've seen this issue be a top motivator for Democrats very successfully. So she is actually going to be taking this issue head on tomorrow, which kind of shows, compared to some of the others running, that, she is trying to engage on this issue given her position in this field.
All right, shifting gears over to the Democrats and President Biden. He is reportedly preparing to launch his re-election bid. Could happen as soon as tomorrow. Wei Zhejiang was saying it might be a video launch for a guy who was criticized for campaigning in his basement during the pandemic for understandable reasons, given the public health risk. Is a video really the best route? How's he gearing up? Is there going to be a live event after that? What are you hearing?
Yeah, and if it is indeed tomorrow, it would be 4 years since he launched his first campaign. You know, the big question has not been whether, but when he is going to do it. He has insisted that he is planning on running. We are likely to get more details, but what's interesting is looking at kind of the headwinds facing him. Yes, he is at an advantage right now with Republicans, you know, with Donald Trump seemingly leading the pack of Republicans. He has already proven that he can beat Donald Trump if he is in fact the nominee, but he also faces some big challenges. There was this new NBC poll out this week that showed 70% of Americans voters don't want him to run again, and 51% of them were Democrats. And we've seen that in polls before, that there is this sentiment among Democrats that they want someone new, they want a fresh face. He is the oldest president. He would be 86 by the time he left office if reelected again. So that is starting to become a factor. But Democrats also feel like they need to unite around him because, first of all, there aren't a ton of alternatives at this point, and also they want to show the contrast with Republicans as they're duking it out.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much.